Graeme, many congratulations on being appointed until the end of the season. First of all, tell us your feelings on this move.
Nervous, excited, not a little awestruck. I'm really grateful to the board for the opportunity. I'm desperate to repay their faith, and I really want to crack on with it now and move forward and see if we can't have a brilliant second half of the season.
How did you find out about the decision, and what were your initial thoughts?
I spoke with Stuart last night, just thinking about targets and structures and how the squad were, and he said that the board would want me to move into the role moving forward. It didn't take very long at all for me to say yes. I think I've been on record before to say I don't think I could be turning a job like this down. I didn't actually think that I would be on the board's mind. Obviously there's been well publicised pursuit of another manager, but I now have the opportunity to call myself a Rangers manager, which still sounds slightly surreal to me.
From the spell you had previously and what you've had so far this season, how do you feel you've improved, both as a coach and as a manager?
I think I'm more decisive. I think I'm exactly the same guy. I'm honest with the players. I think I give them enough detail, hopefully, and not too much. I am better at not trying to mind read the players. I think when you first come into interim charge, you're trying to second guess the players all the time. What does he think? What does he want? Did he like that? Did he not like that? Sometimes you just have to accept what they give you and try and affect that and then influence that. I can't appease everyone all the time, and I'm more content in that now. So I'm content that that's a better part of my makeup now.
You said you mentioned there you spoke to Stuart about targets. Have you got targets in your own head that you'd like to achieve between now and the end of the season?
I have, yeah. I think we're in touching distance in the league. We could be closer. We could be closer. There's no doubt about that. We've let too many points go in games where we could have taken more. But we're still in touch, and we've got a cup competition to play for. So we need to be positive in both campaigns. And if we are, and we execute at our highest level, we never know where that could take us.
How does this affect the January transfer window? And will you have an input as to what players the club will look to sign or move on?
I'm already looking at the players. I've been looking at the players as part of my role as interim manager, identifying areas where we need reinforcements for the squad. And ultimately now, this will be my first window as a manager where I get to say if someone comes in, if I want to bring someone in or not.
Do you feel the squad does need to be added to in January?
I think there's areas where we need to strengthen. I think there's areas where we have strength, but I think we always try and improve. I try and improve myself all the time. I think that's a good way to live your life. But I think as a football club, you should always try to be doing better. You should always try to push on and enhance what you have. Because I think the moment that you stand still, either as an individual or as an organisation, people go past you.
Is it good for you to have this job security in terms of being able to plan ahead?
I think it gives structure to the players. It gives a bit of calm to the players as well, where they can just get on with playing now. They're not worried about another manager coming in. I was almost keeping them fit and keeping them healthy and keeping them happy for someone else. Now, hopefully, they're in that predicament anyway, they're in that mindset anyway, but I now am taking that forward, which is good for me. It gives me an opportunity to really influence the players and their development moving forward. But until I look at what we have in the second half of the season coming up, I won't want to look too far ahead. I'm going to just concentrate on this festive period. We've got big games coming up. We've got an opportunity to really push on and get some good results. And I want us to have a brilliant festive period for the fans and for the players and for the football club.
Will you be looking to make changes and implement your own style and ideas upon the squad?
Yes. I'll be looking to change certain things around the training ground, around the matchday experience, around style of play. But I would always say it, you need the players on board. You need the players to want to buy in. You need the players to want to go with you. You need them to believe in what you're trying to do. Hopefully, I can get the players to do that. Hopefully, we can move forward collectively. I want their energy. I want their maximum effort. Because I think if we come together now, between now and the end of the season, we could all be successful.
It might not be one you're able to answer right now, but what do you think your style of play will look like?
I was brought up as a pragmatist, as a footballer, that values wins, but I'm aware with our history and our style, it's almost incumbent upon me to implement a certain style of play. I like possession football. I like difference makers in the skill positions. I like good structure. I like a high tempo, and I like players who aren't afraid to make mistakes. I think if you incorporate those things into a style of play with good personnel, then you have an opportunity to go and dominate games. And I think importantly, Ibrox, we have an opportunity with that kind of ethos to go and get the fans out of their seats, make them raw and get them right behind the team for 90 minutes, because that's something we haven't done enough of this season. And if we can do that, I think it would be a massive bonus to the players. I think the fans would quite enjoy it as well.
In terms of implementing your ideas, then you'll have a week in Florida with 2 friendly matches with the players at the start of January. Do you see that as a great opportunity to mould the players in the way you want them to play?
It's a good opportunity also for the players to go and bond. It's a good opportunity for the players to have a little bit of difference in their week, because they've been here since the very start of the season with Europe. They've been here for a long time already. It'd be a good time for them to freshen up mentally, and it'd be a good time for us as staff to really implement the things that we want. And I'll be meeting with the staff later on today, because I've got no doubt all the staff have little tweaks or changes, not moans, but little tweaks or changes that we can implement that will make us better. And if we can do that consistently over the season, then hopefully we leave the club in a better place than the one we're walking into today.
When did you tell the players, and how was the news received by them?
I told them this afternoon. Mark told them this afternoon. I've had hearty handshakes from them. I've had pats on the back. I've had some of them finding it quite amusing to call me gaffer. How it's taken ultimately will be proved by what they do on the football pitch. And I hope that we can really bond as a group and really push on in the second half of the season. Because if we do, then we can all be successful. And I never thought I'd sit here as the manager. I think I've said that all the way through. Now I have the opportunity. I want to be really good at it. I really want to grasp the opportunity, because it's a once in a lifetime opportunity to be Rangers manager. And I really want to go and maximise this for myself, but also for the board, to repay them, and for the players. I think it's really important we have a really positive second half of the season, and that way we all win.
I think we all know that you have the desire to do well, but in doing so, will you be looking to impress to earn the job on a longer term basis? Obviously.
The contract is until the end of the season. I understand that. That's the parameters I'm coming into. If you do a good job, hopefully you give the board something to think about come the end of the season. If not before then. And as I said, I don't want to be ever average at anything. I want to be really good at my job. If that means that we push on up the league and we do well in the cup competitions, great. But I want us to be better than we were last year. And I think that's achievable. I think that's something I can help the players do. But proof will be in the pudding.
Are you happy with your current coaching setup, or will you look, or are you able to add more to that?
I am able to, if I want to. I'm really happy with the guys I'm working with at the moment. They're really giving me great support. And I think the chemistry within the group is good. If we were to bring someone else in, it would be someone that we have to be comfortable with, not just me, but the other members of staff as well. And they have to bring something that we don't have within the group. So just to change the makeup, to get a different look, a different set of eyes, a different opinion, but they have to be able to work in the way that I want to work.
You've also today signed Declan John in a 3.5-year deal. How impressed have you been by him since his arrival?
I think he's got bags of potential. I think you see flashes of what he's got. He's very quick. He's remarkably robust. Trains every minute and does it at a high tempo. There are areas for him to work on. So I think what you're getting now is a good player that can push on. And I think he's coming to a good place to showcase his talent with a good group of players. But I think really now the onus is on him to kick on and decide what he wants to be, because I think he should have international aspirations. And you do that by honing your craft now and being really serious about the job. And it's our job to make sure that we get him to see what his potential is and help him access it.
Just finally, do you have a message for the Rangers supporters?
It's two-part, really. The first part is I've had some unbelievable support. People in the street, messages on social media, although I don't check it very often. Just people around the place being positive to me and wishing me well and telling me I'm doing a good job. I'm really grateful for that. I am aware, and I'm not naive, that people will want a bigger name than myself. They will want someone established. I get that. It's my job to win you over. It's not your job to believe unequivocally. It's our job to do a great job and send you home happy. If we can do that, then hopefully we can all, fans, players, club and myself, move forward, have a really, really good end of the season.